lower wages. So you're going to see possibly global wage conflation. So the Chinese wages continue to move up a little bit. U.S. wages move down sharply, and then they meet a point of conflation of maybe 60 or 70% less as the average mean income in America today.
Well, I don't know that they would ever meet, but I think it would teach the Americans that without manufacturing, you don't have an economy. Without engineering and design, you don't have jobs for your college graduates, and so on. And so it may introduce realism in place of the free market ideology or the free trade ideology, which is an absurdity. In China, I think what they would do is simply develop their domestic market. They have a huge population, some 4 times the size of the United States, and they can develop that domestic market. It could take them a century, and they could have years of high growth. And I think that that's what would happen. So far, China has relied on producing in China to sell abroad. And I think what they would do is gradually move into producing for Chinese markets and raising up the consumption levels within China.
Okay, we've got about 30 seconds, Dr. Roberts. 2 quick points if you can comment. First of all, there's a lot of talk about a bank holiday coming up this fall. Explain that a little bit, what it means.
You say a bank holiday?
That's what's the rumor. Dow Jones Market Watch recently reported that there are rumors of a impending bank holiday coming up this September, which would mean all the banks close, similar to what we saw in the 1930s, as part of a possible global revaluation and a devaluation of the U.S. dollar.
I see. Well, I'm not aware of that. I do suspect that the bank bailout efforts are either a fraud or they won't succeed, and don't know what sort of stupidity the Treasury Secretary and the Federal Reserve will resort to next. But I doubt that, knowing the hubris.
Quick question: What should the Treasury Secretary be doing?
He should be trying to save the dollar as reserve currency, which means stopping the wars, reducing the bailout monies, and trying to reduce the trade and budget deficits in order to save the dollar. That's what he should be doing.
Does the U.S. Treasury Secretary work for the people, or does he work for the banking system on Wall Street?
He works for Goldman Sachs.
Thank you so much, Dr. Paul Craig Roberts, for being on The Edge. And thanks, too, to Stacey Herbert for being on the show as well. We'll be back next week with another edition of On the Edge. Until then, bye, y'all.